All right, Manib, I am going to go ahead and go through your list. Again, I apologize for the delay. It's just been crazy with the funeral the week before of my grandmother passing, and then Solomon, the other guy sent out offers, just killed it last week, and we got three houses under contract and sold. So we were very busy. I was working a lot of hours, and I just couldn't get it all done. But hopefully this week we'll settle down. So I'm going to be focusing on you and trying to get you up and running so that you know what to do and you don't have to rely on waiting on me. That once you get trained, you are just pulling the attached properties every day and making offers on those and keeping me in the loop when you see something that is coming together. So anyway, so I'm gonna start going through this, and we'll see if we can get your head around this and get you going. So I'm gonna start with Hooker Street, and I'll be pausing this and then starting it up as I go through it. All right, so the first one's Hooker Street. So just so you get an idea of what I'm doing here, here's the box that I drew around it. It's already pending, and all these are probably going to be already pending, but that's not really the goal. Really is not to be trying to get these locked up. We're just making sure you're getting the ARVs right. So, I've got active, pending, closed check, single family. I've got a square footage range. This one's about 1,600 square foot. So I put in a range of 13 to 19. We've got 13 matches. So I'm going to expand this out a little bit more. I'm going to go back a year on the closed. So that gives us a little bit more to look at. So we're going to go in here. I always check our subject property, the one we're comparing to. And then, of course, we're looking at the high solds in the area and pulling up. Here's our house, right? Is that it? So, yes. So that's our house. And then all of our subject properties are pulling up over in this neighborhood. So that's kind of strange. So I'm going to take a closer look at that and then get back to you. All right. So this is Hooker Street that we're looking at right here. Here's our property. Looks like when I first pulled up my list of high solds in the area, they're kind of pulling away over in this neighborhood here. And these aren't really good comps, right? These are newer houses. They're two-story. So yeah, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna zero down on this neighborhood a little better and just take a look at what's going on closer by. So we got this 405. So you came up with an ARV of 350. And I think it's a little low based on what I'm seeing here. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So I think what you used was this 357 right here. This is a fixed up brick house like ours. It does not have a carport. This does not have a garage. Um, so yeah, it doesn't have. So here's your garage information here. This does not have a garage. Ours has a carport. So that adds a little bit more value to ours. If we had a two-car garage, that would even be better. But this house obviously is pretty dated, right? Um, so let's take a peek here. So I think you were looking at this one as your comp, which isn't bad. Um, but here is why I think it's worth more, because once we get in the house, it has been rehabbed up top. So everything's fresh, new kitchen, but their basement's unfinished. So the bathroom's actually done really well. Everything's updated upstairs, but downstairs is completely unfinished. So their total finished square footage is really low. So they have less than 1,000 square foot. So I would probably be closer to this 400. So here's a pending right here. And this house has a one-car garage, and it's an older remodel. It's not a fresh remodel. But they have their basement's finished. That's cool. The bathroom's really nice. So the basement's not even that finished. It's kind of dated down there. But that still is putting me closer to that 400 mark. So I'd even go as high as 410. Here's one that's has a carport just like ours. Um, and it's a newer house. It's not really a total fresh remodel. This is cheaper countertops. Um, oh, that's ugly. So looks like the downstairs is finished, and they're at 385. So I'm still kind of sitting around that 400, 410. So that's what I would do here. And so what I'm going to do on these is I'm going to put my value, what I came up with, right next to yours. So I would actually be about 410 on this one. So, and of course that's going to screw up our values, but that's right now today we're just focused on the ARV. So I'm going to move on to the next one. All right, so this next one is this Joan Drive. It has about 1,800 square foot. You got an ARV of about 370. Looking at this, I wouldn't. I could agree with that because I would. So here's your property. Let's just pull it up here. It's actually in pretty decent shape inside. It probably sold to a retail buyer because this one's really pretty clean. You can see the carpets are kind of nasty, but they have newer doors. This might be one that maybe not would make an offer on it just because it's in pretty nice shape. But let's take a look at what's going on around there. So we've got this 365 that's pretty close by, and it's been updated. It's not a fresh rehab by any means, but it's it's pretty nice. The basement's finished, so it kind of gives us an idea. We're at least at that 365. Here's this 370 that's pretty darn nice over here. My guess is that this went over the 370. This is pretty nice. So I'm thinking right now, after looking at that, I'm probably at 370, 380. And then I'm going to take a look at a couple of these 400s over here. Now these are 2 stories, but this is really nice inside. I would even, usually this is a fresh remodel right here, so this sold for 400. So that's climbing me up to 400 already because ours is a little brick house with a 1-car garage. But brick houses tend to sell for a little bit more because people like brick. And so you got this 410 over here with a 2-car garage. Now we got a 1-car garage, but this is really nice inside too. Look at those cabinets, stainless steel, nice new white flooring, cam lights. Really, really nice inside. But it's a 2-story and it has a big 2-car garage. So I'm kind of like, well, our house isn't going to sell quite as much as this one. But it's going to be pretty close, right? We got a 1-car garage, so I'm kind of sitting at that 400 on this one. So that's what I'm gonna put here. All right. So the next one here is Quigley. It has 2,000 square foot. You came up with an ARV of 390. So let's take a look at this one. So here's the map that I drew around it. Here's our results. So Quigley is pending, right? So where is it at? Right here. So, and then we want to take a look at the solds around it. So a lot of times I don't even look at the price. I just go through and I click 10 or so, and then pull it up on the map and see if any of them are close by. So is this our property? Yeah. So here's our subject property. It's really a zero in and take a look. So we got this 405, we got this 420, we got this 407 down here. So let's take a look at our property. Little brick house. Doesn't look like there's a garage. Kitchen needs updating, but the flooring's pretty nice. The walls are pretty nice, but it just needs a little bit of updating. So let's take a peek at what's going on around here. So we got this 405. Little brick house, 1-car garage, and it's not a fresh remodel in there. But it's pretty nice. So I'm kind of thinking around 400 right now. Here's a 420, brick house, 1-car garage. Yeah, 1-car garage. Pretty nice inside. I like this texture. This is an older texture that they do. They used to do a long time ago. It's kind of an art form, and people don't do it anymore. So when I see houses that people keep that texture, it's really cool. They've opened up the kitchen. It's not a fresh remodel, but it is it's pretty nice. So, you know, I'm kind of thinking this 420. There's a 407. So I'm just kind of talking. This is not updated at all. So I'm kind of wondering. You came up with quickly 390. So we're not too far apart. Let's take a look here. What you were looking at. So there might be brick 2-story, kind of nice. There's just 360. It's a 2-car garage, brick house. Looks like they just have one picture, so it doesn't help much. 360, 360, 360, 400. Here's a little brick house. Well, it's kind of half brick, 1-car garage. 360, not updated. Well, it is kind of updated, but still mismatched appliances. But you know, you can kind of see my line of thinking as I go through these. 360, 360, 400. You know, I'm still kind of leaning towards that 400. Here's a 2-car garage. Really nice outside. Not, it's not really fresh remodel inside. So I'm really kind of leaning towards that 410 mark, 420 maybe even. Oh wow, that's really nice. Okay, so what was this one now? 375. They have off-street parking, so no garage. 375. So yeah, I can kind of see your 390. Especially with that. That has to be going. That's pending, so that has to be going over their price. It'd be my guess just based on what I'm seeing here in the area. So I'm kind of at that 410 is where I'd be at this one. Just to kind of finish my thought, the one I'd probably weigh the most on is this one right here, because this is, you know, 1-car garage, brick house, not around a busy street, and it's pretty nice inside. So, you know, that's kind of where I would be. I got the can lights, all that. So that would be probably the comp that I would use, or if you want to be conservative, do like, oh wait, we don't have that garage, do we? Okay, so, am I getting confused here? No, that's all right. So we don't have that garage. So 390. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I would stick with that 390 actually. So I'm gonna move on to next. All right, so the next one is this 27th Avenue. Has 1,500 square foot, and you got an ARV of 330. It's probably going to be a little bit more than that, so let's take a look at it. So here's our property. It's one of those tri-level things. Not bad inside actually, but it needs some updating. And here's some old flooring, and yeah, oh yeah, it definitely needs some updating, right? So this is a good one to offer on. What is that in the back? So it must be like another detached 2-car garage, and then they've got this attached. They have actually 3 garaged, um, 3 on the garage. 1,500 square foot. So let's take a look at what's going on around it. So here's our property. Here's one that went under contract close by. We're guessing it's somewhere around 350, and it's not updated at all. Well, it's not updated. That's quite a bit older. So we're already at 350, 347. This is a 2-story. That's kind of an older kitchen, white appliances. So we know we're, you know, definitely more than 350. Let me see here. Here's a 360. So they got a 2-car garage, little brick house. Now this one's been done. It still looks like they still got plastic on the cabinets. They're still stickers. So this is a fresh remodel right here. kind of plain remodel, really, but you know, it is a fresh remodel. So new flooring. They didn't do much to the bathroom. Um, so they sold out at 360. So now I'm at 360. Is there anything else in here that helps us? So it looks like 360 is kind of the top end of the neighborhood anyways. We can maybe go out a little bit more and see if we see anything else. Um, so looks like 360 is kind of the top end of the neighborhood, right? So that's where I'd be on this one. I'd be about 360 on this one. So moving on to the next.